Our next experiment is dielectric oil testing using H.T testing kit. Okay, here to conduct the test on dielectric oil using H.T oil testing kit. Okay, operators, just a H.T testing kit. So this one is a H.T testing kit. Okay, so here inside two electrodes are there for giving the power supply, and this one is a power supply and a dielectric oil. So here we have a dielectric oil in this entire box. Okay, and here we have a specifications. Here input voltage is 240 volts and 50 Hz, single phase AC mains, but here we are giving a huge amount of power supply in a high kilovolts, so up to 60 kilovolts. Electrodes are 36 mm. So this one is one electrode and this one is another electrode. Those two are immersed in the oil completely. That two electrodes completely fulfilled with the oil inside that entire square box. And here the spacing gauge is 2.0 mm. Here you have to observe inside that oil two electrodes gap is simply the gap is 2.5 mm or otherwise 0.5 mm. So that one is not a constant. We need to change by varying these two electrodes the gap, but initially we can fix one constant point. So that one is 2.5 mm. Here this one is a block diagram of complete oil testing kit, and then the procedure is simple, very simple. We need to add this entire thing to here and turn on the power supply. So I will show you practically. So this is completely a procedure, and here we are taking spacing between two electrodes. Either that one is a 0.5 mm or otherwise 2.5 mm. For that gap, where it will create in the arc and which range of power supply we are getting the arc, that one we can mention in kilovolts ampere here. Okay, first you have to observe here in this complete square box there is a oil. That oil is completely fulfill that two electrodes. So it's mean two electrodes we can immerse in that particular oil box. Okay, so according to our theory, so each and every oil having a certain chemical compound, and there is a gap between two electrodes. There is a gap between two electrodes. Due to that gap, we are giving the power supply for these two electrodes. There is no any flow of current through these two electrodes because of the gap between the two electrodes. When we can beyond that chemical component break it, then only there is a arc created between those two electrodes. That one only the experiment actually here. It's mean whenever we are giving turn on and turn off the power supply also at a switch place, there is a arc between the two electrodes. The same thing here created arc. Okay, but that arc is created due to the high voltage only, because for a small voltage it will not break the oil chemical compound. So we are giving the high voltage in the sense that high voltage will be going to break the oil chemical compound, then only created that arc in between the two electrodes. It's mean if we can change the electrode distance between these two electrodes, in the sense we need more and more voltage to break the oil, then only it will create the arc in between the two electrodes, or otherwise it will not create the arc between two electrodes. So the distance increases, it need a more voltage to break that chemical compound, then only created the arc in between the two electrodes. If distance is very less, in essence for a small voltage also it will created the arc in between two electrodes. It's mean easily break that oil chemical compound. Okay, Then we are giving the power supply here. The major precaution you have to remember here, when we can open this door, we can turn on the power supply also. There is no any power supply here, you can observe, not turn on it. So it's main important, we need to close this door, then only power supply will be going to turn on it. Got it? If we can open this door, it's very high voltage now, that's why too danger. That's why when we can close this door only, the power supply will be going to turn on it. Okay, or otherwise the power supply will not turn on. Then you can observe here HT on in this one, HT off. HT off will be going to occur due to the oil breakdown. Whenever oil will be breakdown, then the arc will create in between those two electrodes, then only HT will be automatically turn off. So initially we can turn on this HT on, turn on it. Then we can vary this area. So you can observe voltage will be varying 10 kilovolts, 20 kilovolts, 40 kilovolts. You can observe you will get arc. The spark is created in between two electrodes. Then automatically switch will be turn off it. Got it? So then this HT will be simply turn off it. Previously this HT in on condition. Right now when arc created, then automatically HT will be turn off it. This is the dielectric oil testing using HT test kit. Okay, so dielectric in the sense between two electrodes, oil act as a dielectric medium. That oil will be break due to the high voltage. Then between two electrodes, the arc will be created. Okay, so here